One is the campy 90s blockbuster. The other, a brutal and gritty modern shooter. Two movies, one iconic character, but which one delivers the most complete cinematic experience for a true action fan? Today, on the second episode of Remake Rumble, we're going to find out. So I'd like to welcome you to episode 2 of Remake Rumble, the show that puts originals up against their remakes, and we put them both in the ring to see which one comes out on top. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you may know that I am a massive 80s and 90s action film fan. I grew up on larger-than-life heroes, quotable one-liners, the glorious practical explosions of that era, and in 1995, one of the biggest action stars on the planet, Sylvester Stallone, brought a futuristic super cop to the big screen in Judge Dredd. It was big, loud, and had costumes by Gianni Versace. Then in 2012, Carl Urban was the one to put on the helmet for Dredd, a movie that couldn't be more different. It was dark, violent, and had the tactical precision of a military shooter. Both films were considered to be box office disappointments, but also both have kind of earned these dedicated cult followings. We're not going to just get bogged down in comic book lore. This battle is really for the action junkies like myself. We're pitting these two films head to head in a 4-round face-off to see which one is the ultimate cinematic judgment. The categories are the law, the concrete jungle, the big bad, and the tone. Round 1, the law. First up is the man himself, the character, judge, jury, and executioner. How does Sylvester Stallone and Carl Urban really stack up? So, in the 1995 corner, we have Sylvester Stallone. When he's in the suit, he looks incredible. He's got this presence, he's got the size, and that world-famous chin that was practically sculpted for the role. He delivers his lines with this kind of bombastic authority that defined 90s action heroes. The film's most controversial choice was having him remove the helmet, but this is also its greatest strength. By showing his face, the film allows this megastar-like Stallone to give Dredd something the comics really never could, a personality. He's a charismatic hero who gets a real story arc, a man wrongly accused, forced to fight for his life and clear his name, and that gives the audience a hero that they can actually connect with and root for. In the 2012 corner, Carl Urban's portrayal is the polar opposite. He never ever takes off his helmet, and while faithful to the source, this makes for a cold and kind of a distant protagonist. His entire performance is this slow, gravelly growl and a constant scowl. This version of Dredd is a blunt instrument, a robotic and one-note killing machine with no backstory or discernible character. We're told that he is the law, but we're never given a reason to care about the man behind the badge. While Urban disappears into the role, the character disappears with him, leaving this hollow shell at the center of the film. So for giving us a hero with charisma, a compelling journey, and a human face that we can really rally behind, I think I gotta give this round to the original. I know. Call me biased, whatever. Round 2, the concrete jungle, Mega City 1. So let's talk about the world. Mega City 1 is a character in itself, a sprawling, violent, futuristic metropolis. Which film do you think brought this concrete jungle to life more effectively? The 1995 film went for scale and spectacle. Its vision of Mega City 1 is a vibrant, jaw-dropping cyberpunk landscape. It's filled with elaborate practical sets and a visual style that feels ripped right out of the pages of a comic. The production design is incredible. It's a perfect example of that mid-90s era where practical effects and ambitious world building were king. From the flying lawmaster bikes to the towering city blocks, this world feels huge, imaginative, and lived in. It's a kind of epic, over-the-top vision that makes a blockbuster feel truly special. Now, the 2012 version, by contrast, shrinks the world down. Its Mega City 1 is a grimy, decaying urban sprawl, with the entire film largely confined to a single 200-story slum tower called Peachtrees. This contained setting feels oppressive and a little bit claustrophobic, but also repetitive and visually dull. It's less concerned with showing you an imaginative future and more focused on the dirt of a single concrete box. While this suits a smaller story, it feels less like a mega city and more like a single uninspired location. The film's world feels small because the ambition is also small. And with that being said, I feel like this is an easy round. Our pure eye-popping comic book ambition and creating a truly unique looking world that you'll never forget. The 90s blockbuster, I think, is the clear winner here. How you think this is going so far? We have arrived at round 3, the big bad, Rico versus Mama. Now, a hero is only as good as its villain, right? Well, then in this round, we're gonna put up Dredd's psychotic clone brother against a ruthless drug lord. In 1995, in the original version, we got Rico, played by Armand Assante. Rico is a phenomenal 90s action villain. As Dredd's clone brother and a former friend, he provides an immediate, personal, and dramatic connection to the hero. Assante chews the scenery with this magnificent energy, delivering grand speeches about chaos and power. More importantly, he's an aggressive and effective threat. I mean, he engineers Dredd's downfall, escapes a high security prison, and actively works to take over the city. He is a very proactive force of evil who drives the plot and poses a very genuine personal threat to Dredd and his world. When we move over to the 2012 version, we have Madeline Madrigal, who is better known as Mama, played by Lena Headey. Truthfully, I didn't realize how around she was in these 2010s era. So in my rewatch, because I haven't seen this movie in so long, I was surprised to see her in it. But anyway, Mama is a strangely passive antagonist. She's a drug lord who clawed her way to the top of the Peachtree's tower, but she mostly just sits in her penthouse apartment. Her introduction is brutal, but after that, it's kind of just minimal dialogue, and her motivations are never really explained. She's presented as a monster, but she doesn't really feel particularly menacing or even intelligent. She just issues orders and waits for Dredd to climb up the stairs. She's definitely an obstacle, but she's not a fully realized character. Rico is a dynamic, charismatic, and personal threat who accomplishes far more than his counterpart. Mama is an underdeveloped and kind of a static villain who, in my opinion, is easily forgotten. I think the winner here, once again, is the original. Round 4, the final round, the tone. Our final round comes down to the overall feel of the film. One is definitely a product of its time. The other is a vision of modern action. Really, when it comes down to it, it is subjective. It's camp versus grit. The original Judge Dredd in 1995 offers a very rich and varied tone. It's a full-blooded cinematic experience that balances hard-hitting action, including great hand-to-hand fights, with moments of drama and even comedy. And that's personified by Rob Schneider's character, who provides this dose of levity and serves as like the audience surrogate, reacting to the insane world of Mega City 1. The original definitely knows how to have fun. I think it definitely embraces its comic book origins to really deliver a movie that's entertaining for its action, its scale, and its sense of adventure. It's a fun, escapist ride. Dredd 2012 knows exactly what it is from the very start. It's a hard R, brutally violent, and relentlessly grim action thriller. The tone is almost suffocatingly consistent. There is no comic relief. There are no real character backstories or subplots. It is simply one bad day in the life of a judge, presented as a straightforward shooting gallery. The action is almost exclusively gunplay. And while the blood and gore is initially impressive, it quickly starts to become a bit repetitive and kind of boring. There's none of the engaging hand-to-hand combat that makes the original feel a lot more dynamic. The film really mistakes unrelenting bleakness for maturity, resulting in an experience that is intense, but ultimately I think it's a bit shallow, kind of depressing. As a fan of 90s action, I really appreciate a film that really isn't afraid to be entertaining, and Judge Dredd offers that complete package. Dredd 2012 offers more of a single grim note. So I think round 4, the final round, has to go to the original. Ooh, with a clean ass sweep of 4-0, I think we have a decisive winner. That's my personal ruling on the matter. Which version of Judge Dredd do you prefer? Is it Stallone's blockbuster entertainment, or is it Urban's gritty shooter? Which film is your law? Let me know your winner down in the comments. And if you're enjoying this Remake Rumble, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more of these cinematic showdowns, because we're not stopping. I like this. So for this final verdict, let's do a little bit of a recap. 2012 film was a notable attempt. The 1995 original, it took every round. It won for Stallone's charismatic hero, its ambitious and visually memorable world, its more effective and personal villain, and its varied and entertaining tone. So which film reigns supreme? And I'm not gonna lie to you, the 2012 Dredd, it is a competent film, but it is also cold and an empty action film. It's a lean, mean, and forgettable thriller that strips out all of the character and the fun for the sake of grit. Its main character has no backstory, its villain is unexplained, and its world is confined to a single drab building. It's a movie that respects its source material aesthetic, but not its audience's desire for compelling characters and a fun story. Judge Dredd, in my opinion, is the superior film. It's a bigger, smarter, and more thrilling movie from top to bottom. It understands that blockbusters need charismatic heroes, imaginative worlds, and just a little bit of sense of fun. It spends time developing its characters and their relationships, making you care about the stakes. It's a fun, wonderfully ambitious relic of its time, with amazing practical effects, the undeniable star power of Sylvester Stallone. The 2012 film gave us a helmet, The 1995 film gave us a hero. Finally, decisively, the winner of this Remake Rumble is Judge Dredd, 1995, hands down. But I'm interested to know who your winner is. Stay geeked, I'm out, and be smooth.